Efuna's father kicked her out of the house and disowned her because she got pregnant out of wedlock. Everyone pleaded with him and begged him to forgive her, including his wife, Mama Epehuna, and his best friend, Mr. Andrew. But her father stood his ground. 3 years later, he lived to regret it when Epehuna returned with a shocking revelation. What secret did Epehuna bring back after all those years? And how will her father react when the truth finally comes out? Let's dive into the story that will leave you in awe and shock. In the quiet village of Uzomma, there lived a very sweet, cheerful, and beautiful girl named Epehuna. Epehuna was just 17 years old. She had bright eyes like stars and a gentle smile that made everyone around her feel happy. Everyone in the village loved her very much because she was kind, respectful, and helpful to everyone she came across. Each morning, as she walked through the village, Epehuna would greet the elders with a big smile and a cheerful voice. "Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma." Even the grumpiest elder would smile and nod whenever they see her. "That girl is a good girl," they often said. "Her heart shines like the morning sun," others would say. Other parents would often use Epehuna as a yardstick when rebuking their children for doing something wrong. "Can't you see Epehuna? Can't you be like her? Have you ever seen Epehuna fighting with the boys? Why don't you learn to be like her?" Epehuna lived in a small warm house with her mother and father. Her mother was fondly called Mama Epehuna by the villagers. She is a pretty trader who sold food items in the village square. She was known all over the village for being beautiful and kind. People often said Epehuna got her beauty and unique personality from her. Her father, Chief Oke, was one of the elders of the village. He was tall, proud, and strong. When he spoke, people listened. He loved Epehuna with all his heart and often called her the joy of his old age. Epehuna was his pride. But one fateful day, everything changed. If Epehuna, who always wake up early and sang as she walked, suddenly became quiet, what do you think would happen? She was always tired all the time. She stopped smiling often and lost her appetite. Sometimes she would rush behind the house early in the morning, holding her stomach to vomit. It didn't take long before her mother noticed something didn't feel right. She observed Epehuna for days, and one night, when the moon was full and the atmosphere was quiet, Mama Epehuna entered her daughter's room and sat beside her daughter on the mat. She touched Epehuna's hand gently and said, "My daughter, is there something you are not telling me? Are you sick? What is wrong with you?" "I am fine. I think I'm just having a little fever and maybe malaria. But don't worry, I have taken some herbs already. I should be fine soon." Epehuna answered with a weak smile on her face. But her mother wasn't convinced, so she moved even closer to Epehuna and observed her body carefully. "But this wouldn't be the first time you've had malaria or fever. Why is this one different?" Mama Epehuna asked again. Epehuna insisted that she was fine. "Mama, don't worry, I will be fine. It's just stubborn malaria." The next morning, Epehuna woke up feeling nauseous as usual. She clenched her stomach and ran out to vomit. But this time, her mother was outside the house when she did. Without hesitation, Mama Epehuna took Epehuna to the village physician, fearing the sickness was more serious than she had imagined. After a series of observations, the village physician called Mama Epehuna aside and told her, "Mama Epehuna, I don't know how else to say this. Your daughter is pregnant. She's 6 weeks pregnant." "What? You must be joking. You must have made a mistake. Please go and check her again. It is impossible. Pregnant? How? When? Where?" Mama Epehuna screamed, finding it difficult to believe what the village physician said. A lot of questions ran through her mind at that very moment. When they went back home, Mama Epehuna told her daughter what the doctor said. "You are pregnant, Epehuna. Please tell me, who is the father? How did this happen?" Tears welled up in Epehuna's eyes, but she refused to say anything. She simply wiped her tears. All her mother's pleas to reveal who the father was fell on deaf ears. When Chief Oki returned from the village meeting that morning, Mama Epehuna told him about Epehuna's pregnancy. She couldn't keep it secret. Immediately after Chief Oki heard the news, he stood up so fast that his chair fell over. His face turned red and anger overwhelmed him instantly. "Under my roof?" he shouted. "My own daughter, pregnant, and she won't tell us who is responsible?" Chief Oki was furious. "She has brought shame to this family. She has brought shame to my name." Chief Oki yelled. His voice was so loud that the bird flew off the trees. Soon, people began to gather outside the compound. The news traveled like wildfire, and in just a few minutes, Chief Oki's compound was full, like as if a crusade was being organized. People gathered out of curiosity. Some came because they were worried, while others came just to hear what the great Chief Oki would do. The neighbors started to whisper, "Would it be someone from another village? Maybe she was tricked. We've never seen her with any man. Who would have thought she was a snake?" In the center of the yard, Epehuna knelt down with her head bowed. Her eyes were full of tears her pain. Her mouth could barely form the words to beg her father. She was crying bitterly. Her father, Chief Oki, stood before her with a long cane in his hand, but he didn't raise it. He only looked at her with a heart full of pain and pride. "You are the pride of this house," Chief Oki said in a quiet, angry voice. "And now, you have brought disgrace to my name. If you want to be a mother, you want to taste what adults taste, then go and live like one. From today, you are no longer my daughter. You are no longer welcome in this house." Gasps filled the air, and the crowd, which had gathered, began to murmur. Epehuna's mother ran to kneel beside her daughter. "She's our only child. Please, my husband, don't send her away. Have mercy on her, please." But Chief Oki turned his face away. His heart was heavy, but his mind was set. He refused to listen. In the heat of the moment, Chief Oki's best friend, Mr. Andrew, who had just returned from America a few months ago, arrived at the scene. "What is happening?" he asked with shock and confusion written all over his face. When he was told of Epehuna's pregnancy and her refusal to state who the man responsible is, he tried to plead on her behalf as well. But Chief Oki refused to listen to anyone. He shut his heart towards everyone. He went into the house and packed everything which belonged to Epehuna and threw it out at her. Then went into the house and locked the door. "My child," she said, holding Epehuna's hand tight. "I love you. I'm sorry. I wish I could go with you. But please tell me, who is responsible for this pregnancy? If you do, father might change his mind. He won't believe me. No one would believe me if I told you who touched me. They will now brand me a liar." Epehuna answered with tears in her eyes as she walked away slowly on barefoot. She looked back once, but no one called her name. The villagers watched quietly. No one stopped her, not even the elders she used to assist, nor the people who once praised her. Instead, she could hear them whisper and murmur. I thought she was different, a wolf in sheep clothing. I am glad my daughter didn't get too close to her. Who would have thought she was wayward? And so, Epehuna's journey into the unknown began. She walked past the market square, past the place where she once picked flowers as a child. A lot of questions were running through her mind. Where would she sleep that night? Would someone take her in? What would be her fate? The road stretched before her like a question with no answer. But even as the doubt filled her heart with fear, Epehuna did not lose hope in herself. She walked and walked with no destination in mind. All she knew was that she could not go back. When night fell, Epehuna found herself in a town far away from Uzomma. It was very different, busy and loud, with wide streets and people rushing past in every direction. Some stared at her, while others whispered to each other as they walked away. If Epehuna could feel her stomach crumbling with hunger, she found a small store that was closed and sat in front of it. She brought out the nylon bag that contained the little food her mother had given her. It was a yam porridge, but it was slimy already. Yet, Epehuna had no choice but to eat the festering food like that. When she had finished eating, she was very tired. She slept in front of the stall and used the nylon which contained her clothes as a pillow. The next morning, Epehuna woke up to the shock of her life. She saw a crowd gathered around her as if she had done something wrong. But of all the eyes darting at her, one of the women held a different expression in her eyes. Who are you and what are you doing here? The woman asked. With fear brewing in Epehuna's heart, she quickly answered without thinking. My name is Epehuna. Please don't hurt me. My father chased me out of his house because I got pregnant out of wedlock. You look tired and hungry. Everyone knows me as Mama Udu. Come with me. I will take care of you, Mama Udu said, stretching out her hand. Mama Udu looked so calm and compassionate, but still had doubts in her heart. I don't have any money, Epehuna quickly said. I did not ask for money. I asked you to come. Do not worry about that. I once had children too. Let me take care of you, Mama Udu replied. Epehuna picked her things and followed Mama Udu to her house. She did not know where they were going, but she did not feel afraid. Mama Udu's house became Epehuna's new home. She took Epehuna in as her own daughter and cared for her compassionately. Every night, Mama Udu rubbed Ephuna's feet with shea butter, gave her warm water for bath, and brought her new clothes. It didn't take long before Epehuna began to smile again. But even with the food, the kindness and the safety, Ephuna's heart remained a little broken. Sometimes, she would sit quietly, holding her belly and looking out the small window at the stars. She thought about her mother's embrace. She remembered her father's angry voice, how he had abandoned and disowned her despite how much he had loved her. And though she said nothing, tears often filled her eyes. Like the wind, time flew past very quickly. And then, one rainy night, everything changed. Epehuna was fast asleep when her baby kicked hard and the pain quickly began. Epehuna cried out, Mama Udu! Mama Udu! Mama Udu jumped from her bed, rushed to Ephuna's side, and tied her wrapper in a hurry. She held Ephuna's hand and with love in her eye, she told her, it is time to test your strength. Hold my hand and push. You are stronger than you know. The rain kept falling and the wind didn't stop howling when Epehuna pushed with all her might. She squeezed Mama Odu's hand. She cried, pushed, screamed, and before dawn, Epehuna gave birth to a healthy bouncing baby girl. And when she cried for the first time, the sound filled the room with light. Epehuna looked at the little face and whispered with a weak smile, "I will call you Adora because you are my joy." Even as she held her baby close, Epehuna's heart still felt heavy. She wished her parents, especially her mother, were there to witness and celebrate the moment with her. Epehuna believed and felt she had finally found peace. And Mama Odu's little house felt like a place where nothing bad could reach her. She thought the storm had passed until one fateful night, a month later.